Morning, girls. How are we doing back here with Chantel? This is diabetic recovery meal, bunless burgers, and sweet potato and coleslaw. Coleslaw's not overly keto. I don't think it is. I'm trying to think now, because yeah, she's trying to do the keto thing. That's why she's doing the bunless burgers. Obviously, sweet potato is not keto. Coleslaw's not keto either, because I like coleslaw, and I remember looking at it. But it probably depends on what type of coleslaw you go for. But I remember looking at it because I was tempted to get it for my keto, and it wasn't keto. It wasn't keto friendly because it has too many carbohydrates in it. What the fuck is that? That's quite a chunk. Is that a burger? Is that what she thinks a burger looks like? That's quite a chonky boy. Oh my gosh, she actually has real cutlery here. It's so impressive. Yep, I guess we're just going to get straight into this. She's posted up like numerous videos because she's just trying to get out as much content as humanly possible, because obviously this is when she gets the most money because of YouTube. Her view counts are remaining pretty like average and standard, even though she does put out a lot of content. So she's probably actually doing very well financially this month from it. It's so weird that Amber is usually the one who like does this. Amber's usually the one who like makes sure to put out like a daily video, everything like that. And Amber's actually instead the one who's like not really putting out very much content whatsoever. Foodie isn't. Foodie's gone the other way. Foodie is like putting out at times 2 videos a day. She probably is making quite a good killing from it.
Well, hello guys. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another video. I'm just cooling off.
Yep.
Because I've been doing a lot of things around the home, and you know
like sitting and sitting like doing a lot of things around the home. I love her idea of doing a lot of things is that she cooked a fucking sweet potato.
always gets me hot.
Yeah, because you're like super morbidly obese.
I literally like I'm hot right now.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird that she's trying to like treat this as like so funny and quirky and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, it's because you're like 450 pounds. You're super morbidly obese. Like, yeah, that's why you get hot walking around the house or doing like literally anything, because you're 450 pounds, bro. Like cooking, standing there and cooking, you sit there pissing sweat. Like, I thought we were doing like a whole like recovery because she's about to die thing. It's so weird that she's treating this as like funny and quirky.
Despite the AC being on, despite it being winter here, actually in the nighttime people were wondering what it goes down to. Sometimes it goes down to like 14.
I think people could just Google search it if they wanted to.
11. So it gets pretty cool at night. I love it.
Wow.
All right.
That's not actually that
so
cold,
the fan's
but
out of the
okay.
way, but always nearby. So today I have a homemade meal.
Yeah, sure.
I made some coleslaw.
Okay.
So in my coleslaw, just chopped cabbage, carrot, mayo, salt, pepper, a little bit of Himalayan salt, pepper.
I was about, she knew I was about to fucking comment on it. I mean, a little bit of Himalayan salt, guys. No, it's still fucking salt, bro. I remember seeing like last time we were like, why was she stopping salt again? Was it just because it didn't pay? It's because she said it increased her blood pressure. That's why she wanted to do it, because she was trying to get her diabetes under control, and doing that nearly killed her with blood pressure apparently instead.
A little bit of white vinegar, and that's all. That's it.
Fascinating.
Yeah, very simple.
Wow.
I have half of a sweet
coleslaw,
potato
bro.
With a tiny bit, like a little sliver of butter. I didn't put any salt or pepper, though, but whatever. 2 grass-fed beef patties.
Why do you need 2?
And yellow mustard. I have some sauteed onions underneath. You can't see them. Jalapeno, mayo, and yellow mustard, and a whole bunch of seasonings, like non-salt ones. They're like herbs and spices.
Sure. Okay, bro.
So bismillah, let's dig in. Let's try this coleslaw. See how it goes. I hope
Now I guess we're at the point where we're just going to skip, like, because I've seen so many of these videos recently. We're at the point now we're just going to skip until we get the story to see if the story's even interesting.
It's good. Probably not.
Just to quickly update, she absolutely fucking hates the coleslaw. She put it in her mouth and she was like, She absolutely fucking hates it. This is her fucking face looking at average. She fucking hates it. Love it.
That's yummy.
Look at the conviction. I have to show. I'm sorry, you guys have to hear a bit of chewing going on there. Look at this. Look at this. She hates it so much. I love that for me. Thank you. That was a suspiciously much smaller scoop the second time. She absolutely hates it. Oh, I'm so fucking happy. That's great.
All right. Okay. So I know people are going to criticize my half of a potato.
I'm going to criticize pretty much everything you do. I'm going to criticize that is less burger patty and more sauce than fucking anything. I'm going to criticize a lot of things about this meal, especially if you're going to talk about the keto thing, because like fucking half of this is not keto. Half of this is not fucking keto. If this is your one meal a day, you will never get in ketosis. That's the end of it.
Now, the reason I include these things in moderation are so that I don't binge later, because I find if I just have like meat with some kind of watery vegetable that has no calories, and I'm just starving in like an hour. And
there's lots of things you can eat in keto that have some like actual bite to them. You just need to get things that are primarily fiber instead of primarily carbohydrates. It's not even difficult. You can get noodles, you can get rice that are like, she got the cauliflower because she's going to make cauliflower rice. Like, where's the watery vegetable? Is it shirataki noodles? I can't remember. Shirataki noodles, something like that. They are noodles that are pretty much like 99% fiber. Are they the nicest thing in the world to eat? No. Are they nicer than normal noodles? Certainly not. But they're keto-friendly noodles. Like, and I would highly recommend them. I used to make stir fries with them when I was on keto. And this is, for me, the guy who says he doesn't really like to do anything complicated on keto. I used to make stir fries with those noodles because they were like 100% keto-friendly. Like, you can get stuff like that. If you're one of those people who can't just control your eating habits like Chantel is, then I guess like, go for things that are actually keto-friendly and have a bit of bite to them instead of making things that are not keto-friendly.
I'm like, potatoes and like squash and things like that are high in fiber are so filling.
Yeah, but you're not eating keto.
Yeah. Combine it with all that.
Yeah, but bro, the problem is you're trying to eat keto and you're not eating keto. You're eating half keto, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Because half keto is not keto, and only keto is keto.
I'm more likely to be have a successful night. Anyways, beauty bite.
Yeah, but what diet are you going for now because of this? Like, it would make much more sense if she was just going like diabetic recovery meal. You know, if she's going for something that's actually just aimed at diabetes. But instead, it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have all these different sauces and shit like that because this isn't helping your diabetes.
Or the grass-fed.
And if you're doing that, maybe not have sweet potato as well. Sweet potato has a lot of fucking sugar.
Very yummy.
She sounded at the start like she liked it a wee bit more, but I'm not convinced now. I'm not convinced. I want to see how small a scrape she's got here.
I don't know if I can tell the difference.
Of course you can't tell a difference. Your taste buds are absolute dog shit. You can't taste anything but like hot sauce and just like normal sauces. All you're tasting here is probably mustard.
I put everything on this burger.
I noticed.
Garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of Himalayan salt, black pepper, paprika, 7 spice.
I'm sure.
Like Arabic.
I'm not going to look up any of that, by the way, guys, because that crosses the threshold of can't be fucked for me. But I'm sure other people have, and I'm sure there's salt in like half of what you just said there.
7 spice. Did I say onion powder?
Maybe just eat it. It's like grass-fed like beef. It's meant to be like tastier beef. And then it's just like, well, what did I do with it? Well, I instantly just poured literally a whole jar of mustard and a whole jar of mayo on top of it, and just threw about 42 different spices at it. It's like, what's the point of getting good quality beef if you're just going to bury it under like other flavors? Like, what's the point of that?
I find the key is don't under-season your food.
I find exactly the opposite when I'm doing keto. Is like the key is under-season your food. Don't make it overly complicated. She looks so sad, and that makes me so happy. I'm such a bad person. Oh, I'm such a bad person. I don't care. Her being so sad eating this. It feels like karma, and I don't believe in karma, but somehow it makes me believe in karma. This is so funny. There's been nothing so far, and this is like, we're 5 minutes into this video. It's just like nothing. It's just her very sadly eating this and being like, oh yes, I'm gonna have some sweet potato. Oh, look at her. Look at her.
Put some of those peppers on the side.
No, she's so sad.
And you're like, there's room for a vegetable here. I was lazy.
Oh, really? The 450-pound woman quote, I was lazy. No shit, brah.
I find cutting vegetables so annoying.
Yeah, it's because you don't have any like workspace in your entire kitchen. You're cooking on top of your burner. You're cutting shit on top of your burners. That's why.
I have vegetables here with the coleslaw. Yeah, I just wanted to do the bare minimum for cooking today.
I don't like you.
I had other chores to do, and I'm just like...
No, you didn't. Sure.
So, at least I cooked, I guess.
Then how come you're fucking, like... how come your sofa still looks filthy? Do you think, like, Salah bought that sofa sofa. I don't know why I said sofa like that. Do you think he bought that there sofa? And like she's not allowed to sit on it or something like that. You can sit on the floor with like the animals. Fuck you, bitch. Sure, like, I'm sorry, this is meant to be her. Remember she got the grass-fed pork patties, beef patties, sorry, because, like, there's more nutrition in them, guys, and that's what I really care about for some reason during this keto, diabetic recovery thing, is more nutrients, I guess. But she's like, oh, wait, are you gonna eat any vegetables? Nah. What's the fucking point, bro? Vegetables are very low in calories. You can eat them 100%. It would help you fill up. This is when we said she needs this sweet potato, guys, because she can't eat like watery vegetables. She needs something of fiber in it that'll fill her. I was like, bro, get some fucking celery then. That'll fill you up.
Supposed to go to a doctor tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait. That's a good sentence there. That was a really good sentence there, guys. That was, mwah. I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm basically her personal secretary with all the information I just got out of that.
So, I'll let you guys know how that goes.
I can't wait.
I know a lot of you are curious about the healthcare system here.
Are we? I don't know if that's actually, like, true in any, in any shape or form, if anyone actually really gives a tiny shred of a shit. It's kind of weird that she's, like, making this, like, a big deal that she's going to the doctor when she, like, claimed that she was going to the doctor. It was not actually too long ago. She had done a video. I think it was around about the time the term of service had changed. When she said she's gone to a doctor to get her bloods checked or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Weird that the diabetes didn't show up there. But it makes sense that she does go to a doctor. Because isn't she the one who claims she's going to a therapist as well? It's so weird to be like, guys, I'm going to a doctor here soon. It's like, shouldn't you have already done that before making major changes to your diet? Like, that's always advised to you. Especially when you have pre-existing health conditions. Aren't you meant to, like, consult your doctor before making major changes to your diet?
So...
Is she taking her own bite before she says anything?
I'll let you guys know how that goes.
Oh, thank Christ. At least she said a couple more words. Holy shit. Like, the sentences are so broken up here with just so much just, like, banging her plate aggressively against... Sorry, her fork aggressively against the plate. Like, just stretching this to be as long as possible. Like, honestly, I'm at the point, guys, where don't watch these videos. Don't watch the videos. There is nothing to them. There is literally nothing to them. She's made it 18 and a half minutes long. Apparently there is an ad break like every minute and a half, 2 minutes. Just do not watch these fucking videos. This is the type of content she's deliberately putting in. I guarantee if I went through and I clipped it down to just her speaking, I guarantee I can make this fucking video under 3 minutes long. I guarantee you guys.
Let's just say going back to a doctor, because I have seen a doctor a few times.
Well, there you go. See, okay, this is just it. We're caught in the lie. She suddenly realized that she had fucked up her lines. Oh, I mean, actually, I'm going back to the doctor because I have been several times already. Sure, yeah, fantastic. I'm like this boring fake ass story. We're gonna skip to something actually happens. Okay, I'm actually just gonna pause here quickly because this has been so fucking boring. She brought up Thanksgiving, said she doesn't support Thanksgiving. She supports Indigenous people instead, which is like. Sure, bro, fantastic. I always got that message when I was watching her videos that she really supports Indigenous people and stuff like that. Sure, bro, 100%. Didn't she go ahead and support Canada Day? Like, didn't she do that at the end of last year? Didn't she support Canada Day, which is like Canadian Thanksgiving? Sure, bro, 100%. She brought up Julia, said Julia's just back from the vets because she was there getting groomed and bathed and nails trimmed and everything out, and she smells really nice. Julia has not appeared at all during this video, so I can't confirm, because I guarantee if we saw her, she'd probably look just as matted and untidy as she usually does. And now she has just paused. She has eaten all the way down to just this piece of meat left, and started ranting about how people would say, oh, when I eat like something this size, people say that was to feed a family of 5, and then she like pretended to cut into 5 and goes like, you're underfeeding your family. This is what people say to me. Because she's like so upset by the haters still, I guess. Like, she waited until she's like finished her fucking meal. And she had like the smallest bit left. And then she was like, that's when she brought up the point. Not when she had all the other food still. It's just, if she waited until she had one bit left, and then that's when she brought up, like, this is the point when people are saying she eats too much. It was like, okay, bro, whatever you say, bro. Okay, yeah, so absolutely terrible video. Nothing, she said nothing for the remaining, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, like, after since my last pause there, she had said absolutely nothing. She just said she's going to the doctor tomorrow, and she just hopes that they give her some vitamins. That is literally it. She's just, I need some vitamins, guys. It's like, vitamins aren't going to help you, bro. Like, is that it? Is that all you have? She doesn't want medication or anything like that. She just hopes it gets from fucking vitamins. Fantastic. We're just going to the next video. Okay, guys, on to the next video. This is, I have some important things to say. It's the one with the thumbnail where it's like, the old me is buried, the past is gone. That kind of shit. It's a sit-down video. I don't see any food. I see a cup of tea or something like that. So I guess it's going to be a little bit better and probably more interesting and fun to talk about. It's like 20 minutes long, and in no way does it need to be 20. I don't know what she's going to say, but in no way does it need to be 20 minutes long. She is not an interesting enough person to fill 20 minutes talking about herself. That is really as simple as that. So we're just going to get straight into it, guys.
Welcome back to another video. So I just invented a little mini series right now. This might be the only episode. We'll see. You know how I am. So basically...
Oh, she's so fucking quirky, guys. You know how she is. Is a sit-down series like a mini series where she like just sits down and talks? It's like, bro, that's what you just do. You just aren't eating this time. That's the only difference.
You know, it's called Tea Talk. At least this one episode is. And I'm just gonna have some tea and talk about things that are on my mind. You know, use you guys as kind of a diary and just talk about stuff that's on my mind in my life and things that I want to talk about. You know. So today is going to be a subject about
What a fucking start. Holy shit. Just tell me in better detail how you're deliberately wasting your audience's time. We are nearly at her first ad break. A minute 30 seconds in. And there's nothing. Nothing. Oh my god.
Yes, a comment that really makes me reflect, that I see a lot, and it's the comment is, and I've seen it many times.
Oh my god, get to the fucking point.
And it's that,
and I see it, and I've also seen it. Guys, if I said I've seen it several times, and it is something I get. And I've seen it a couple times because it's something I get, guys. And it's a comment that I've seen. I get it sometimes. Fuck me sideways, bro. Holy shit, she nearly reached like the minute and a half mark for her first ad break without saying a single thing.
We miss the old Foodie Beauty.
Yes.
People go through different things.
I'm glad you included the tea drink there. I'm glad you included that. Thanks, bro. Fuck me.
Of life, they go through growth. A human being is supposed to
waistband growth. That's all I have. Come on, it's so obvious.
You know, we're supposed to learn from it and and leave the rest.
This is why I say this does not need to be 20 minutes long. This bitch is gonna sit here and be like, guys, I've grown and I've like learned so much from the past. And she literally, she is no different than what she was. She has not changed in any way. Just nowadays, she sits there and like, I don't know, does more mukbangs than she does live streams, and that's it. That's it. She still rages in the community tab post. She still brings up her haters fucking constantly. They still live rent free in her head. There's nothing different about her apart from she's wearing a hijab. That's pretty much it. Like, there's really nothing interesting. She doesn't have freedom. That is the difference with her. She has less freedom. She can't just leave the house and go and get a Twisty Misty, or leave the house and go to the Orange Julep or something like that, and make up all these fake stories about all these guys she's fucking, which they're all fake stories, but it was funny to laugh at her because she thought people believed these fake stories. That was the funny bit about Foodie Beauty. Like, see, where's the growth? Where's the change or anything like that, bro? You moved to Kuwait because you want someone desperately to like acknowledge you, like literally just that, acknowledge you. So you're just like, oh, I'll let him just lock me in this house all day long, and I won't leave because I can't leave, and I'll just slowly eat myself to death. It's like, that's it. That's the only change. Personality-wise, she's still the same person.
Behind, you know. Now, for me, a lot of my past in the past couple of years, past few years,
my past
is completely dead to me. Like
sure.
And I've realized this. I've had to grieve it. I've gone through a lot of grief. I've gone through a lot of processing.
Okay.
And for me, I think I've gone through a lot of self-growth. And maybe
I haven't. Not at all.
Discuss that enough online, so I don't mind talking enough.
You talk about it like constantly, because you want us to believe it. That's why you talk about it so often. You want us to believe that you're a different, better person. That's why you talk about it so often, but it's not true. You're not a different, better person. You've just traded having freedom in your life for having a fake husband. That's the only change in here. She still goes on a community tab post and does her rages. She still kicks up live streams and goes on rages every once in a while, like the Reddit rage she did recently, you know, that whole fucking shit show, which is probably one of the biggest reasons why she stopped live streaming, because I think Salah has probably put his foot down and said, no, you're not allowed to live stream right now because you're acting like a fucking idiot. He probably took away her live streaming privileges because she's putting their business deal at risk. That's what the issue is. She could be potentially getting in trouble, and that will affect him in the long run. That's probably why he put stamp down on. She's the same person. There's no actual growth. She just doesn't have freedom anymore. That's it, which is not good. Like, obviously,
more about certain subjects like that. But today I'm going to focus more on, you know, I could talk about different areas of my life where I have grown and have improved.
Then do that.
Then
do that.
Other than my weight.
Those good examples you thought up there. Maybe you should have just like talked about examples. If you actually felt like you had grown and there was like really defined growth in different parts of your life, you probably could just sit down and tell us what they were, and you wouldn't have to be like, but I'm not going to do that.
Issue, you know, literally.
Yeah. You're super morally obese.
You know, I talk ad nauseum about that.
Yeah, because you're super morally obese.
That's evident because that's a problem on the outside that's very visible.
Yes.
You know, but internal issues.
But it's caused by internal issues, which is what I'm going to find interesting to see if she gets into, because the reason she eats like this and gets to this size and uses food as a coping mechanism is because her internal issues. So, like, if she's going to try and pretend, well, you don't really see this, I've actually done so much growth and fixed my internal issues. It's like, well, that would have fixed your external issues too then.
That you can't see, that I'm comfortable with talking about now. I don't mind. So I think that the me that you guys miss, I don't think that was the real me.
Yeah,
so
oh God.
I've done some
See, that's just like that's just a coping session, because it is just like the me who was like really bad and everyone disliked and everyone shit on. That actually isn't me, guys. I actually see this version that I'm trying to portray myself to you, that I keep fucking up and slipping back to the old one. This is definitely totes the real me. Boogie does this a lot too, where Boogie would like go on live stream, and it was always his live streams on his Twitter where he was able to just like speak off the cuff, that he would totally ruin himself. He would totally ruin himself. He'd say like really bad things. He'd say really stupid things. He would constantly argue with people. He'd show really bad sides of himself, and he'd fall apart. And then he'd go and get that, guys. That's not the real me. The real me is the super nice guy in my YouTube videos. You know, he scripts it and comes across as scripted doing it. So that it's exactly the same issue as Chantel is facing right now, where she wants you to believe the fake version of herself and be like, oh no, see the other version of me, the one where I'm speaking off the cuff, that's the fake version of me. That's not actually me, guys. I'm this one, the sit down, speaking in low BMI voice, like this is her, you know?
Reflection on that. And I was thinking, like, am I fake? Like,
yes.
What is the real me?
You are
because
fake.
I'm still discovering who I am in a lot of ways, but I have done a lot of that self-discovery.
See, the biggest problem is, well, this is fake. Like, this is fake, because this is you trying to pretend to be something that you aren't and never were. This is what the fake thing is. Like it's weird people do this, like, I'm still trying to find the real me. The real you is just you. Like, you don't have to search for the real you. The real you is just you as you are. Like, that is as simple as that, when you're not trying to put on airs or play to an audience or play to your crowd. That is what the real you is. This is not the real you, because this is you trying to get away from a past that you don't like because you looked bad, and trying to fit in because you're desperately hoping that if you do, like, well enough, I guess, that Salah might actually take you as an actual wife, as opposed to this fake shit.
I have to say, I think that the foodie beauty you're missing, in a lot of ways, was a foodie beauty that was meant to entertain you. That was a kind of a persona.
Well,
now, not all of it. I do have a very silly side.
Okay, this is literally the same argument Boogie uses, like exactly the same argument Boogie uses, which is not great, because like these are both very narcissistic bad people, so it's really bad that they're both trying to use this like, same argument. Also, like, if this is the argument you're using, then you're pretty much just telling people, it's like, well, yes, I'm deliberately not being entertaining here. I'm deliberately not on this YouTube channel, which is my livelihood. It is literally my job. I'm deliberately not being entertaining. Thanks for including that.
And that still does come out once in a while, but I find that it's not natural as it was. A lot of the time,
this doesn't come
dancing
across
around,
natural.
acting silly, all these things. I really did it just to have fun and entertain you guys. But now I feel like older. Like, I really feel that in the past year I've matured a lot.
You're really struggling to look at this camera here. I'm going to fill you in on this, Foodie. You're really struggling to look at this camera here, which does not show me honesty. I've matured a lot. No, you're being fake. This is the thing. you're being fake because you're acting unlike yourself. It's why the rages bubble up and come spilling out very aggressively nowadays. It's why you rage and post like 42 community tab posts in a row screaming about people going after their children and stuff like that, and then quickly delete it all. Because that is the real you. She's been doing this since day one of her channel. Remember there was God, what was years and years ago now? There's a person called like Mana, see you next Tuesday. They were on like the Kiwi farms and all, and they used to like mock her and like take the piss out of her, but apparently it was someone like Chantel knew in her real life, and Chantel like was like phoning CPS, like Child Protective Services, on them, saying like she smokes marijuana and she cyber bullies. She shouldn't be allowed to have children. She was like literally trying to get this woman's children taken off her. And I think someone she knew in her real life, and maybe it was the same person, I can't remember because it's been so long now, like died. I think they ended their own life, and like Chantel like celebrated it. Do you remember that? Like, this is the real Chantel. It's why it keeps creeping out, because it is the real her. This is like, hello everyone. It's like if I sat down and pretended like I wasn't someone who swore or something like that, it would creep out. Every once in a while, once my blood gets up, it would creep out. I would start swearing again. But if I was, hello everyone, welcome to Gorlworld Ireland. We're now going to watch some Chantel. You guys would be bored as fuck. You guys would be bored as fuck, and I wouldn't be able to keep it, because the second something funny happens, my character would break. That's exactly what happens with Chantel. Her character just breaks to him, because this is a character, and it's just really boring.
A lot of ways, and I think I've learned a lot of hard lessons about life, and like I said, I've had to grieve my past. My cup kind of...
She's literally just taking, like, jump cuts to the T. I'm skipping parts now because she is just repeating herself, because this is heavily monetized. This is just a video like with a clickbaity title to try and monetize. Remember, this is like the last video she was talking about, like she had gone to her doctors and she was getting all this important information, and now it's just her like repeating herself. So I'm going to start like jumping to new points she's making, because we're already repeating ourselves here now.
Matches. I've had to kind of grieve a lot of things. And that makes...
For example, guys, like literally, like the next thing she said was the grieving thing the fourth time. This is the fourth time she said this.
I would talk about everything, you know, nothing was private for me, nothing was...
Yeah, like that is part of it, but that's also what made you a lol, Kai. I think a lot of people, like Chantel's like best months, where she made the most money, was the bits where she was not being entertaining. It's not the bit where she was like, you guys used to like seeing me be giggly and silly and dance and stuff like that. It's like, really? Because that's not the stuff I ever see anyone ever talk about her for. Like, they do that to mock her because she looks stupid doing that. But, like, the most times people, like, talk about her, the time she earned the most money and got the most views was when she was being the worst version of herself, when she was coming on and being incredibly smug to her audience, when she was mocking her audience, when she was going back and forth on the abuser thing, when she was, like making up alibis for Nader when he was getting like arrested for shit, like that stuff, like that's the kind of stuff which is like the worst aspect of you. It's not because you were silly and goofy and funny and stuff like that, it's because you were like a genuinely really bad person. People didn't like you.
Sacred. I just let everything out, and you know, I've said this before, but I repeat myself. There's a lot of value in not telling everyone what's going on in your life. The only people that really need to know are people who are actually really close to me in life. And I like it that way. I like my valued privacy that I didn't have before. And I think that's one thing that you guys miss, obviously, is is not being so private, because it was entertaining. You know, there was
Well, no, I wholeheartedly disagree with this, because it's not like she's actually being more private. It's like, we just don't believe anything's going on. We don't believe that she's actually doing anything. She's like, I'm being so private, guys. It's like, about what? Things and stuff. It's like, no, you're not being private. You just are sitting in your little shitbox apartment 24/7 nowadays because you're not allowed out. That's it. That's all it is. You're just sitting in your apartment because you're not allowed out without Salah. That's it. That's your entire life. Your entire life is boring. It's why you're ballooning in size, because you're just sitting eating 24/7 nowadays. That's why you're rapidly getting fatter. It's so weird that she thinks it's like, oh, you guys all want to know about my inner workings of my life. Like, no, we just don't believe you. Oh, you guys want to know the inner workings of my marriage? No, we just don't believe it's a marriage. We don't want to know about it because we don't think it's real. Like, that's obvious.
Always tea. There was always drama in my life. There was always something going on that people had to just, lit people. I remember.
Yeah, but that's because stuff was actually going on in your life. Like, right now, nothing's going on in your life. That is the difference. She seems to think her being private is like, oh, I'm actually being private and keeping so much from you guys. It's like, no, there's just nothing going on in your life. Back then, there was actually stuff going on with your life, and you couldn't keep it private because you tried. She tried repeatedly to keep it private. How many times did she come on and say, I'm not talking about Dom anymore, guys. And then she would like unsubtly hint at stuff throughout it because she would be getting annoyed because she would be getting like, a text message or something like that. Or she'd have to mute because he had phoned her to give off to her or something like that. Because she couldn't keep it private. She was trying to keep it private. She just couldn't keep it private. Because she wanted to gloat. She wanted to rage. She wanted to come on and rant about him and stuff like that. She couldn't keep it private. She was trying to, but she couldn't. Nowadays, she just has nothing. It's like, oh, what are you keeping private from us? Nothing. You're not doing anything. You don't have a life. You're sitting there because you can't leave the apartment. That's it.
Hearing reactors say, we literally have to, like, it's interrupting our lives. There's so much going on. We have to get up in the middle of the night when Foodie Beauty goes live, because I would just go live at impromptu times.
Yeah.
And just literally wake up, go live, and take you everywhere with me. You know, and...
Because you actually did stuff, yeah.
There was just...
Because you actually did stuff, because you had money. You actually weren't broke. You actually were in a country where you, like, had, like, actual freedom. Because you own... Well, Pete's technically owned the house, I guess. But you owned the house. You could get out and get in your car and go driving to get high or to get, you know, drugs or pretend that you were fucking some guy. Because she was the type of guy, like the girl who would go out and pretend. They say, I'm going out to meet someone. And she probably would just go and park and sit in McDonald's car park for 3 hours. And then Kate Life and goes, oh guys, I just left. Oh, sorry, I'm just wiping his cum off my lips still. That kind of shit. Because she just wanted there to be a story. She wanted to pretend to be interesting. Right now, she has nothing because she has no freedom.
I was never one to really air my relationships online. I was very private, and I still am now with that, with my...
What? You've only had, like, one relationship, like, the entire time you've actually really been online. Because she had BB. Yeah, sure. Like, BB. Like, but that was at the start, before she did live streams or anything like that. And she, even then, still had him in her videos. And then she got, like, BB dumped her. And then she got Natter. And then, but even before Natter, wasn't she pretending she was, like, with a married man or something like that? And she kept talking about it. And then she got Natter, which was, like, her entire content for, like, a year. And then it was all the fake guys that she would bring up every stream, like 3 or 4 different fake guys a stream, trying to make Natter jealous. Like, I never really talked about relationships. Okay, bro, sure. That's literally all you talked about. That was your entire career.
Husband and I.
My husband. Good, I'm glad you didn't cut this out, you holding in a burp. Fantastic.
But being involved with somebody who's abusive, that was a different story. That, I had no problem airing everything out. I think that those...
Well, you didn't. You were trying to hide that element of it. You're trying to make it sound great. Like when you come back and abuses and you're like, oh no, this is actually really kinky sex. And then you'd fall out with him and be like, he beat me. That kind of shit. Like, you did have a problem airing it out. Like, you're just like rewriting history entirely here. Like, this is just false. It's not even like funny false. Like, I was watching this because I was like, okay, well the last video was actually kind of dull. Like, maybe this one will be funny because it's like a sit-down video, but it's really little for me to work with because it's just her lying. It's like everything she said here is just like totally rewriting history, and I'm really bored by it. So probably skip like through, I guess, until something happens, because I like to try and make my videos funny for you guys. That's like, I think, my main appeal compared to a lot of people. I think a lot of people like take it very seriously or like try and like dispute points constantly. I like to try and be fun. And it's just like, there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. It's just like me going, oh, you're lying. You're lying. That's not true. That's not what happened. Oh, you're lying again. Which is just standard, I guess, for her videos about her past. Anytime she talks about her past, now she is like rewriting it to make it sound like the most whimsical thing that's ever happened. Now she's like, oh, okay, bro. So yeah, we'll just skip through until something actually happens, guys.
But not anymore. Like, I've learned to just move on and just grieve that. Leaving my...
I'm just going to quickly point out, like, how little she looks at the fucking camera during this. Because, like, I'm obviously skipping ahead because, like, you know, like I said, it's just her lying, rewriting the story. She makes it sound like she's just a really kind person, and that's why she's in a financial situation, because she's a really kind person who would just give money to people all the time to help them out because she's so kind. And it's like, no, bro, you're buying Natter's love. That's why. That's why. It's not because you're a really kind person. It is so weird that I already compared it to Boogie with this, but like Boogie actually's done the exact same with rewriting his past, where he got, like, people laughed at him recently because he claimed that he had spent $200,000 on sex workers across a couple of years after his divorce. And he's obviously had a meltdown about the whole thing. He's scaled it all back. It's like $40,000 now. He keeps, every time he talks about it, he claims he scales it back even further because people laughed at him too much for it. But now he's like saying, like, oh, well, it wasn't really for sex work or anything like that. I never actually paid for sex or anything because he's such a giga-ted. He wants everyone to think that all the women just sleep with him because he's so awesome. There's like, you know, 500 pounds, a big fat ugly guy. Instead, he's like, it's because I'm so kind and helpful to them, guys. and I just wanted them to have the money to help them because I'm just so kind. This is literally how she is rewriting her entire relationship with Nader, is that she was just really kind and really helpful for him. So it's not a really interesting, but all I've just noticed is she's really starting to look at the camera, and a lot of time she spent fiddling around with her hijab because obviously she's uncomfortable because she is just lying, and those are just telltale traits that she's uncomfortable because she's lying.
So that's not really hurting me. I know he's in a really good place right now. But like the BBJ thing, it's out of my hands. It's something that I've come to terms with. And, you know, there's somebody who did that, who like took her.
It's so weird because we talk about the cats here, and I'm just kind of skipping because everything we've already heard before. But pretty much she's saying the BBJ is dead to her. BBJ is buried. Sam, at least I know Sam's okay. BBJ, I've just had to accept that she probably isn't. Because obviously she's trying to paint that FFG was the real... It's just her rewriting everything over and over and over again. And it's like, well, we've heard all this before. It's not really overly interesting. Because it's just like, oh yeah, we'll have to accept what happened with BBJ. And it's like, oh, the clause. And it's like, no, FFG stole her. It's like, oh, okay. That. She hasn't mentioned any of her feelings with BBJ or anything since then.
Just so they could use her for clout, and they can use her to like dig it into me, you know, like I have your cat, and you can make all the calendars you want.
That's literally the only reason like you got Julia, was to try and dig it into people, because you got Julia, because you said that Q8 was not a good place for cats, and then you got Julia because of the whole cat situation. That's why you got Julia. Everyone's aware of that. She hasn't mentioned the clause once.
I'm not letting it affect me, and that's
really,
it's done.
You're
for me,
literally
you know?
bringing it up now.
So that past is.
If something doesn't bother you, you don't have to bring up to tell everyone that it doesn't. But this is like the one time she has consistently looked in the fucking the camera, because now she's not lying. Now she's angry. She might still be lying, but she's angry, and she is staring at the camera intently because she is fucking upset. If it's something upsets you, also doesn't upset you, there's no reason for you to bring up to say, by the way, this doesn't upset me. That just seems weird.
And before, I never thought that. I just used to think any attention from any male is good attention, you know? I used to think it was like a...
She got really uncomfortable there, because when she was saying about she thought it was really good attention, that was the time she could hold focus and stare into the camera lens. But then afterwards, she got uncomfortable and started adjusting her fucking hijab again. Fantastic, bro. You still think that's right?
As much male attention looking at me as possible. And now I feel like guarded. I feel like, no.
Yeah, bro. I don't get why she's saying this, because like we all know that it was just a lie, that it was fake, that she wasn't actually getting the male attention she was claiming. So it's so weird to when you're doing this like rewriting of your history thing, she's still keeping that bit. Like that bit was the real bit, guys. I was getting so much attention from all these men. It's weird that you keep that as the bit that you're pretending was real when everyone knows that was the fake bit. Like, that's so weird.
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve that piece of me. The only person who deserves that is my husband, because he loves me, he respects me, he provides for me, he's my protector.
Does he?
And
he's a protector. Imagine Salah protecting anyone. He provides for you. You live in like the cheapest area of, and like I'm not financial shaming or anything like that. But when she brings up this point, I kind of have to shit on it. When you're sitting there like living in like the cheapest part of Q8, when you are literally doing a mukbang or 2 mukbangs every single day, desperate for fucking money, because like this is also the time where you're clickbaiting your health, you know, because you're like acting like you're about to die, but you're like, oh no, he provides for me. If he provided for you, you wouldn't feel the need to try and make as much money as possible from YouTube by clickbaiting your health and also by eating yourself to death. You wouldn't feel the need to do that. And also, if Salah was protecting you, he'd stop even paying 500 fucking pounds. But weirdly, he doesn't seem to be protecting you, brah.
He's the only person that deserves to see that. He put a ring on it, he gets to see that.
Yeah.
And experience that side of me.
All manhood, we're all happy for him to have it.
It's about how you look, about how thin you are. It's about the chemistry and the relationship.
But there's literally no chemistry. That's the biggest problem, bruh. It's all about the chemistry. Bro, you're like me in GCSE chemistry. There fucking wasn't one, it was a fucking D. Like, it was terrible. I'm sorry, bro, what the fuck? It was all about the chemistry we have together. It's like, oh, weird, because that's like the one thing people comment that there isn't. Like, you can say it's not about me being thin or anything like that. That's something you should have actually argued it was about that. Maybe argue that he likes fat girls, but you can't do that, can you? You can't argue he likes fat girls, because that would mean like he's like lowering himself to like your standards. You don't want that. You want to be. He doesn't care about himself. He thinks I'm beautiful regardless. If I was super thin and supermodel, he'd love me. If I'm this, he would love me, because it's about the emotional bond and the chemistry we have. But the chemistry is the one thing that is visible to people, and visibly it's not there.
that you have with somebody. It's about that intimacy between two people.
Well, you don't have any, though. That's the thing.
You could be...
Hello, my wife. Oh, hello, my husband. How are you? I am good. Oh, that is good that you're good. Yes, it is. Okay, bye. I'm not sure. Maybe, hey, you know, maybe everyone in the audience is fucking wet right now. Maybe I should go and write the next fucking Twilight after my descriptive skills such as that. But that's the chemistry. It's like, oh, guys, our obvious chemistry. Where?
With the most gorgeous person and not have that with someone, you know?
You don't have it with anyone.
I think that that's also very important for me.
See, this is the point where she can't look at the fucking camera again.
Learn those values.
See,
Islam.
See, she can't look at the camera. She can't look at the fucking camera at all when she's going through the story over her and stuff. When she was talking about the BBJ situation, she was staring, fucking like mean-eyeing the fucking camera the entire time because she was so fucking upset. But when she's talking about like her and Sal's definitely real relationship and the true chemistry they have, she's just glancing to the side constantly.
I know, friends, family, stuff like that. But, you know, inshallah, it was...
Friends, family, eyes pop, stuff like that. Natter crossed her mind. You know it, Natter crossed her mind immediately there when she started saying that. oh, bad show.
See them again one day. So...
Well, one day, you know, at some point, maybe maybe in the future, which may be the near or the far future. She's so bored. Like, I've skipped because it's been literally fucking on. She's just repeated all the same points just over again about how hard her life is, everything like that. People are mean, everything we've already fucking come to expect. She has just repeated all that over again. It's just like, okay, bro, whatever. And now she's just so clearly just trying to like run down the clock because it is her being like, you know, stuff, and she's just so bored.
Yeah. Even if I did go back to Canada, I would not be the same. Even when I went back last time, I wasn't really, you know, I didn't do a lot of the things I used to do, but I don't know that I would even...
She went back to Canada last time, and she started texting Natter, and she started getting high and eating like fuck again. Like, she literally did what she always does in Canada the second she got back to Canada. Like, what? Everything was exactly the same.
Go live all the time. I would probably just make videos.
She went live all the time when she was in Canada as well.
Or maybe not even tell you guys, you know?
Sure, okay.
Maybe just go and just take a break.
Oh, that was so funny.
I don't know. But, I definitely,
good talk.
Even though I struggle sometimes with some changes, overall, I do enjoy more being here in this life. And there are things happening to my personality. I think it's just like, I think this is my normal personality when I'm not trying to put on a show and be silly and make you guys laugh, you know. Naturally, I'm kind of a funny person. Like, I'm a bit silly.
Naturally, I'm kind of a funny person. Holy shit, the boogie comparisons just will not stop fucking coming. Naturally, I'm just kind of a funny person. Bro, suck your dick a little less, please. You're not a funny person. Jesus Christ. The fact that you have to do, like, skits and act out like characters and do like fucking freakouts and just be like a fat weirdo dancing around. That's not you being funny. It's you being like mockable, pathetic. You know, when people are laughing at you, they're not laughing with you. You're not a funny person. I'm actually kind of a funny person, guys. Okay, bro, sure.
My personality naturally.
Jesus
but as you grow
Christ.
older, I think that just dims down a little bit. I don't know. I'm not forcing anything. This is just how I've been. I'm not trying to put on a special persona to seem more angelic or anything like that. This is...
Bro, you're trying so hard. This is why I say this is like such an obvious manipulation technique. It's just rewriting history. She's like rewritten everything. Didn't mention her issues with BBJ, what she did. She didn't mention anything she did bad or the whole Natter situation. It was like she was part of an abusive relationship. Her giving money to people wasn't her trying to buy love and buy friendship and stuff like that. No, it's because she's just such a great, amazing person. And it's like, and this, what I'm doing right now, this isn't the act, guys. I'm not trying to be more angelic or anything like that. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking cringe that you even described yourself as fucking angelic in any fucking way. Bro, embarrassing. Like, actually fucking embarrassing. And this is how hard she's trying to rewrite history.
I'm more calm. I'm more at peace. And
no, you're not. With the fact that you have to make this video where you're like so clearly raging under the surface as you're like trying to repaint your entire fucking life, bro, this has not come across like you're in a happy, good place if you're literally trying to rewrite your entire fucking history to make it look like you were always a great, amazing person.
Just how I'm acting naturally, you know? So...
Remember when she went to Thailand and she immediately got high for 6 weeks straight? Do you remember that, guys? Do you remember that? That was really funny. That was really funny. That she doesn't do anything old stuff she used to do, and she doesn't need anything like that. This is her calm personality, and then she goes to Thailand and immediately has to get high for 6 weeks because that's kind of person she is.
Anyways, guys, I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to talk a little bit, and
remember, this is at 1.25 speed. This is how slowly she's talking. Yeah, she said literally nothing else the entire time. Really, really terrible video. Really, really boring. Yeah, it's everything we've seen before for her rewriting history. I was expecting it to be a lot of funny because I saw people like joking about it. Like, this is her rage video, and like, yeah, there's like rage under the surface. You know, it's very much like she's annoyed that she even like would have to come out here and explain again. It's like at one point she says, "I'm done with the BBJ thing. I've accepted and moved on," even though she still keeps making like her final ever post about BBJ over and over and over again, because that's just what she is. It's why it's kind of cringe because we've seen all this before. You just think like, oh, I was hoping for something a little bit more obvious, a little bit more blatant, like for the lies to be even bigger and more over the top. But it was just like, oh, it's just literally the same lie she said 1 billion times here. I'm actually kind of disappointed. That's going to be the video, guys. I hope you had fun. Like, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.